Hello. My name is Aniruddha and I wish you all a very lovely 2025. Today's video is going to be a flip through of this sketchbook right here. This is a Speedball Watercolor Journal, A5 in size. I started the sketchbook in November 23 and I finished it in December 24. The first sketch here is from my locality, very close to my home. Although I think I did this one referring to a photograph. This one was a value study for a larger painting. These two sketches are from Street View World Tour. Street View World Tour is a monthly online session hosted by a couple of urban sketchers. It's a session where sketchers from across the world get together once a month and sketch 3 locations using Google Maps. Here's another one from the same Street View World Tour session. This is a value study for a larger painting. And this was a sketch I did on location. This is a friend of mine who is posing for us. This was from a local urban sketching outing. This was done in December, that's why all these decorations and Christmas lights. Swatches, and these are doodles from a nature journaling session. When I'm out birding and I can't identify a bird I see, sometimes I'll sketch it out in my notebook and come back home and refer to some of the guides I have. This one is also from the same session. This one is done from a photograph, although night herons are rather common here in Mumbai. This is a different nature journaling session in Mahim Nature Park. I was sitting in one location next to the swamp from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And this is all the activity I saw there. There's a few more from that morning here. This is all the birds that I saw. This too was from the same nature journaling session. This is a study for a larger painting. Another urban sketcher session from Juhu. I was the host for this particular session, and the way I had planned it was that we spent the golden hours here on the beach, after which we moved to a seafood festival which was happening just along the coastline. Swatches, more Street View World Tour from March. I think the theme for that month was boats. Study for a larger painting which didn't quite work out. Again, study for a small element in a larger painting. This was done on location at the local university. Swatches, testing out a new paint that I had just purchased. This was a tide pooling session which I was conducting. This was me sitting right along the coastline, the rocks here. These rocks are only exposed during the lowest of tides. So I'm sitting here watching the tide slowly come in. And as I was sitting here, I also spotted some sponge and hermit crabs and fish in some of those tide pools. And after tide pooling, we went over to Candy's restaurant. This is where that sketch is from. This is just me practicing human figures. These are from Street View World Tour in June. This is a study for a larger painting. I think I've also made this into a YouTube short. These are swatches for a larger painting. These were something I did sitting in the bathroom at the Vipassana center. You're not actually allowed to carry books when you are attending a Vipassana course, so I cheated there. This is more from Street View World Tour. Study for a larger painting. More nature journaling at Mahim National Park. So I've spotted a little tortoise far away in the swamp. This is a cannonball tree. And this is a fantail flycatcher. Oh, I also spotted a grey hornbill that morning. Not a very common sight in the city. This is again Street View World Tour November. Also Street View World Tour. Sorry, this is November and this is October. This one is from an urban sketching session. Again, a session which I was the host for. This is the Swami Narayan temple in Kapad Bazaar, Mahim. This is from Flora Fountain in South Bombay. Flora Fountain and the footpaths around it are well known for these second-hand and pirated bookshops. I started this sketch on location only to realize that I wasn't carrying my watercolor, so I had to come home and complete it. This is another sketch from the same temple in Mahim, this time from outside. Swatches, brushwork. These are the swatches for the colors that I've been using in my urban sketching palette last year. I think there's a video about this as well. And as a bonus, I have a couple of sketches in this pouch here. I made these during a stamp collectors festival hosted by the government of Karnataka. This was the mascot. There was a guy dressed up in this costume who was walking around. And this is a tiny sketch from the exhibition where the postcards and stamps were up on display. Oh, and they also had a lot of stamps from across the years and across different districts. And we're done. So I hope you enjoyed that. I thank you for joining me for this flip through. Please do all the YouTube things. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next one.